Hey, I'm back. This is another review. I got a DS Lite charger here. Fresh in the mail from China, from Amazon. Nintendo DS charger. Let me rip this thing open. So, nice. This thing right here, okay, totally sealed up. Let me rip that open and voila, okay. Take a close look at that. Ooh, you can read AC adapter. Yeah, 50-60 hertz, 450 milliamp, DC 5.2 volts, fine, 4 watts input. Yeah, exactly. AC 120 volts, 60 hertz, 4 watt input, output, DC 5.2, 450 milliamp. Fantastic. You could cross-reference with the specs for an original DS charger and make sure that matches up. Oh, just got great light on that there. I'll try and hold this as long as I can so you can read that on screen. Let me give a little bit of background first. I bought this on Amazon. Let me read the official title, name, product, description. DS Lite charger, comma, AC adapter for Nintendo DS Lite systems, power charger, comma, wall travel charger, power cord charging cable, 5.2 volt, 450 milliamp. Oh, wow, these Amazon titles really getting out of hand. Anyway, this thing's just under $9 and it's sold by ZA Power Store, ZA with an X, X-A-H Power. That's the seller, I can only imagine. Thing has like 4,000 ratings. I'm sure a ton of people have bought these as replacements for their DS. And I'm sure there's many postings and listings for this exact product other than the one I bought that you can find either from different sellers or even the same seller. They'll have different listings. So let's kind of move around, look at this. Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotta say, this thing just feels cheap compared to the original DS charger. Not that there's much to those chargers anyway. But you can just kind of tell with this one. So you get a micro USB, great little scrunchy thing. May as well undo this and just see how long this cable is. It may or may not have said in the listing, but I trust no one. I'm gonna go off camera for a second. Yeah, it's definitely 3 feet long. Just kind of comparing it to my wingspan. So one way that this is different from the OG is like the OG had this super satisfying, like the way this thing would kind of click out and lock in place. This is super not tight. Like I'm barely applying pressure and this thing just wants to move around, which is, you know, fine, I guess. It's just not as nice tactilely. And then the whole thing just feels really light compared to the original, which was beefier. And what that means is this thing probably can't handle power the same way that the original could, but whatever. Let me just give my little spiel, my little rant. As you saw in the packaging, this thing is from China. It is undoubtedly a cheap knockoff. It is undoubtedly an inferior piece of electronics. Is that an issue? Yeah, I don't know. Can't say for sure. Like, yeah, it says the specs on it. Obviously, I'd have to measure it myself. I'd have to test it to make sure it wasn't going to explode. Even if mine doesn't, can't guarantee that yours won't. Most of the reviews seem positive. There's like 4,000 reviews on this listing. You know, you can't really trust Amazon reviews, but there's just so many that they have to have at least somewhat be legit. There were a few bad reviews, people saying that this thing fried their DS. I'm sure those are few and far between, although again, these are cheap knockoffs and they're probably failing at a higher rate than the original high volume production products would have from Nintendo. So I don't know, if you're scared about this thing, I don't think there's anything you can do. Any of these like replacement ones, these are all gonna be the same cheap thing. If you're really scared of the risk of this thing frying your DS, you need to just buy a used one instead. If that makes you feel better. You're gonna have to go on eBay. It might be a little bit harder to find, whatever, but that's the only other option. And then that in itself may or may not pose reliability questions, just in and of the fact that it's 10 to 15 years old. So we're at this point that if you really still want to play your DS Lite or whatever, you know, this is what you get. Obviously, you saw me unwrap this thing. I haven't plugged it into my DS yet. Really hoping it doesn't fry it. That would be a bummer. But again, like, you know, unless this is some electrical engineering student's half excuse for a lab project, I doubt it's gonna fail just catastrophically. Of course, there's always a chance, but who knows? There's my DS Lite. I've had this thing since 2000, I don't even know. If I had to guess, I would say 2007, whatever year Pokemon Diamond and Pearl came out. That's probably the sole reason I begged my parents to buy this for me. Wow, look at that. I really think the DS Lite is like the peak of handheld gaming. I really like this thing better than the 3DS, just for the form factor. Like, I thought the 3DS has got too big. I think I'd be down, like, for this exact form factor, maybe with like bigger screen on the whole top, and I think it would be superior. So anyway, tangent aside, let's get plugged in here. I'm gonna plug it into the wall first. And oh my God, I can't even reach the desk. This thing is only, man, is it 3 feet long? Okay, it's definitely 2 feet long, maybe 2.5. Jeez. You know what? And you know how I said it's really like kind of loose when a thing spins out? That makes it just ever so slightly more annoying to plug into a wall socket, but I digress. Wow, this thing, I have the camera all set up nice and tripod. I'm just gonna have to like turn away for this. I'm gonna have to lift up. All right, let's see if I can hold on here. Okay, please don't fry me. Say a prayer. Pop some crystal for my newborn child. Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby, oh baby. Let me see the light. Oh! Wow, it's really hard to tell on camera. That's an orange light. So yeah, that's orange, and then this is just, you can kind of see light glowing through from this LED that's on. So that's the orange charging light. Wow. Wow, that's incredible. Super basic. It's supposed to work. I guess I just built up an irrational fear that it wasn't going to work, and now I'm extremely stoked on that. So for less than 10 bucks, you can pick one of these up. I'd recommend it. Unless you're just not down for the risk, then buy a used one on eBay. All right. Hope I didn't miss anything. Let me know if you have any questions. Leave a comment, etc., etc. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful, and have a great day.